January 12th, 5 a.m. The old trusty Jeep Cherokee hunting rig here. We're heading out towards Camp Blanding WMA this morning for see if we can get a shot at some deer this morning. It's been warm the last few days, and this morning a cold front came through. I think the last 4 or 5 mornings it's been in the low 60s at this time, and right now it's about 34 degrees outside. So, it's clear weather, clear skies, 34 degrees. The pressure dropped last night. It's a good chance deer will be moving today, so we're going to get out there a little early, get up in there before daylight, and watch a beautiful sunrise from the tree stand and see how we do this morning. Kind of fortunate. Camp Blanding WMA is only 30 minutes or so from my house, and if you don't have access to any kind of private land hunting, the WMA system is there for you to use. Camp Blanding's a little unique. It's on a Army base, our National Guard base, Florida National Guard, and it opens up earlier in the year for archery, and then has a muzzle loading season, and now goes into rifle. And the beginning parts of each of the different hunting types through the year are done by quota. The Florida, you got to draw in for a quota, but once it hits a certain date, I think this year it was like, it might have been like December 1st, somewhere in there. It just opens up to daily quotas, so anybody can come out here as long as you have your license and the necessary equipment. Anybody can come out here, get your daily quota when you check in any date, and go hunt all day. A lot of places don't have things like that, so we're pretty fortunate around here, especially to have something like that just about 25 minutes from the front door of my house. We're meeting my good buddy Mark Richards out here today. He's the owner of Swine in the Pines. He's been hunting Blanding for years, obviously way longer than I have. Been very successful so far this year. He's taken a buck himself out of there this year, and his son has taken 2 bucks out of there this year. So eventually, I'm hoping I get on the board and get a buck out of here today, or maybe this week, or before the season ends. Let's put it that way. So anyways, we got about a 25-minute drive out there to the gate, and we'll turn in our paperwork, get our daily quota, and off we'll go. Thanks, guys.
up getting this climber. We don't climb the tree with the gun, so we this little carabiner here on a rope. I'll take the rope up with me. We'll pull the rifle up into the stand once we're up in the tree. Obviously, always put your carabiner on the stock side so it's barrel's pointing down as you're pulling it up. I guess that's kind of self-explanatory. We're definitely trying to always set up with our back to the sun because, well, this is Florida and that sun gets warm. Even on a cold morning like today where it's 30 degrees or 35 degrees, come 10, 11 o'clock, that sun will be, if it's beating in your face, it's not comfortable. These vines you have to be kind of careful with. They have thorns and whatnot in them, so they're not very friendly on your hands. And this is the most important decision you'll make when it comes to using a tree climber, is the angle where you start, because the tree's obviously fatter at the bottom than it is at the top. So if you get the angle wrong on the bottom, it'll be angled down when you're up, and it's not very comfortable. So I always try to have a pretty good angle on the bottom, and then I just go up until it levels out. And then it's good and comfortable, even though it makes it harder to get in the beginning. Situation with this as far as the angle is concerned with the top piece, but it's not as bad because you can adjust this top piece when you're up there. So if it's way off, you can correct it. Alright. Personally, I don't climb trees without a safety harness. I just know myself, and I got a lot of stuff I like to do, and being hurt isn't on being injured because I fell out of the tree because I was not paying enough attention and wasn't wearing a safety harness isn't high on my priority, so I always wear a safety harness. Takes you just a couple extra minutes, but your safety's worth it, especially, you know, I'm not 25 anymore. Taking a fall out of this tree probably wouldn't do me any good. I typically will tie my the rope I use to pull the rifle up, I'll tie to the end of this safety harness just so I don't run the chance of forgetting it as I climb up. Let's just make sure it comes up with me, because once you're up, if you left something down here, you're climbing back down. And I've done it. this angle right here is pretty drastic, but it's going to make it much more comfortable when we're up. It just makes it hard to get in right now when you're old.